At Atlas Valuation, we approach the appraisal process differently. For us, it's not about being the biggest. Instead, we take pride in providing the very best to our chosen clients and emphasize delivering a superior borrower experience, unrivaled service, competitive pricing, and prompt delivery. To learn more, visit atlasvms.com or call or click on the banner below this video.
Happy Friday, everyone. Great to have you with us. Today, I want to share just a few of the takeaways I had from the NORMLA conference. In fact, I've been reviewing my notes from that particular meeting, but there was one session that really, prompted my curiosity and left me with something to really ponder. And that was the Loan Officer Roundtable. If you were there, then you would have seen there was a lot of give and take. And I heard some things I had never heard before in a previous NORMLA conference. And that's the beauty about hearing from you. But one of the comments had to do with the mindset of us as reverse mortgage professionals, and you could say even our industry at large. And so to follow up on that, I'm going to share with you an interview I held with Shain Urwin. He's the head of reverse mortgage lending at C2 Financial, and he can tell us a little bit more. So strap in. You're going to hear some things you've never heard before, and I want to challenge you, listen to the end and ponder it, chew on it, and then let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Of course, before you bug out, be sure to thank our sponsor, Atlas Valuation, and have a great week. So here's the interview. We were chatting, Shain, at the NORMLA conference in Minneapolis, and you brought up something that really grabbed my attention, and it was this. It was about the misconceptions that are between our own two, ears as a reverse mortgage industry, as salespeople. So tell me a little bit more about that. I know you mentioned several things, but thank you for being here and sharing with our professionals watching right now.
Yeah, thank you, Shannon. I love what you're doing. You're really a pioneer in industry, and without you, you're key. When it comes to everything you're doing. So our conversation that we talked about, just candidly, is really about the status of our industry, what we can do to move forward. If anybody's been watching the reverse industry for the last, forever, but 2007 was kind of the barometer where we've gone down, and we're kind of on a treadmill right now the last couple of years. I would say we're stopped, maybe the decline, but here's the overwhelming Friday food for thought is this. If you're a loan officer out there and you're listening, you can do reverse mortgages. If you can learn an FHA loan on a Ford loan, a VA loan, or a DSCR loan, you can learn these different products. This is just another loan product. And I think the narrative's been told over and over that only special people can do this, and you have to go get certified and take classes. I don't agree. I've been in this industry years now, and really when it comes to collecting the documents and getting the loan approved and meeting conditions is much like a Ford. Overcoming objections to a client or to somebody out there in the industry, we're told that you have to say certain things, do certain things, and we don't keep it simple enough. I think the thing that everybody needs to hear, keep it simple, stupid, right? The KISS analogy.
Yep.
And me and you know this because we're in it now. Once the light bulb turned on, you're like, I don't understand why this is so difficult. This is a loan. It's an FHA loan. If you want to make payments, pay them. If you don't pay them. And your balance will go up. You keep the deed to your home. Nothing complicated. What it is unwinding what people think they know to be true. And what I've found is there's hundreds of thousands of loan officers between banks, credit unions, lenders, brokers throughout the country. They all believe this about this loan. The Bible says take the plank from your own eye, or take the speck from your brother's eye. The problem isn't financial advisors, isn't CPAs, isn't attorneys. Doesn't mean that we don't have misconceptions there. We do. The problem isn't even the public. It isn't this mom and pop 75-year-old think wrong or right about this. It actually starts with us. Us loan officers need to believe the truth, that this loan is a loan program that many Americans need. And when I would say need would be people, obviously, that would be the stereotypes that are running out of funds, just have equity in their home, need to live, need to buy groceries. We all know those. That's what we think of. But there's also people that need to save taxes and have long-term care paid for, do Roth conversions, offset R&D income out of their IRAs, get tax-free money out of their IRAs. I tell people that learning these things doesn't take rocket science. It's not extra more difficult than another program. The key is this, Shannon. I want people to know I'm advocating to you, to the world. If you're a loan officer and you do loans, simply look at this loan open-minded as a program, a loan program, and dive in, and you'll realize you can close these starting tomorrow.
Excellent. This mindset within our industry saying this is such a complicated loan, doesn't that kind of like really diminish a potential distribution channel, a sales channel for our industry?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Think
Yeah.
about it. I mean, if you believe something to be true and other people do, and you have people like Dave Ramsey and Susie Orman and others giving them false information. By the way, he says you shouldn't buy a house unless you do a 15-year mortgage and put 15% down or more. Yeah, I don't know if you believe with that, but I don't.
You're
I can
right.
say there's lots of advice out there, and that to answer your question is that whole pool of people that we can go after is shut to us, not based upon anything more than our own perception of the matter. Ryan
Yeah.
Ponsford of Equity Wealth Academy, he took the numbers, and so did RMI, Reverse Market Insight. And these two companies have different numbers, but I'll give you them real quick. Basically, RMI thinks we have about a 2 to 4% penetration rate throughout the country based on their data and where they get their information. Ryan Ponsford from Equity Wealth Academy says we have less than 0.01%. So somewhere between 0.01 and 4%, let's just take RMI's data, 96% of people we're fishing for, that we're trying to get business from, Shannon, to answer your question, 96% or more, that means people that qualify for reverse, they're old enough, they have enough equity. 96% of those people are not using the product. Now you tell me one industry where 96% of the potential users aren't using it. And that's where we're at. We're probably, I agree with Ryan, closer to 99, maybe 99.9. But
Yeah.
here's the thing. The numbers this year will tell us we're going to close about 35,000 reverses for 2025. That's pitiful. When you have millions of people, millions, not hundreds of thousands, millions, that we can fish from. So is this concept, is this lie, what it is, myth, keeping people from shopping for reverses and keeping loan officers and people from helping them? 100%, because they believe a lie.
Yeah. So as a reverse mortgage professional, I'm out in the field, Shane, and I want to communicate to other traditional mortgage originators. How would you go about doing that and kind of dispelling this internal myth that we have, this false belief that reverse mortgages are just so complicated? What could you say to them that would maybe open their eyes and keeping it simple?
Man, to me, that's a good question and an easy answer. Tell the story. People
Yeah.
like stories. They hear it. You need to have a story that resonates with yourself, with them, and walk a mile in their shoes. You've been there. Okay, I once was there. In 2008, my own grandfather came to me and asked me to put a reverse mortgage on his house. The stock market was down. The house market was down. My grandpa was a millionaire, so I thought, what the heck are you talking about? Now, I went to school in finance.
Yeah.
Okay, he sent me to school to do that. He paid for it, actually. And I had a Series 6, 63, and Series 7. If you know what that means, I was stock bonds, mutual funds. I could sell insurance, all that. I was my insurance license. I was a financial advisor, if you will, for LPL Financial. Now, that said, I'm educated. At this time, I owned a mortgage brokerage, Shannon, the largest in the state, between 1 and 2. I'd bounce back and forth. I own 2 Remaxes. I'm educated. This is '08. The market's down for me, too. And guess what? I told my grandpa, you're going to lose your house. They're going to take your house. I'm not going to do that. So I tell people my story because I've been in their shoes. I used to think negative, and I didn't learn the truth about reverse mortgages until 2017, October of 2017. And everybody was running from the industry because I didn't know, because they were changing the numbers and they were getting lower penalty and all this stuff. And I was coming in when everybody was running out. And I thought, why are they all running out? I don't understand. And you remember, and I won't beat that dead horse, but here's the thing. Tell your story. Walk a mile in the shoes with that person. When you're talking to that forward loan officer that you're trying to say, listen, it's possible. This is easy. This is not hard. They need to believe it, and they need to see it. So for me, I just told Shannon this the other day, and we're going to shoot a whole nother thing on this. I took a loan app from his website, Reverse Focus website. Mine's called reversetruth.com. And they helped me build it. They did it from scratch. They have their awesome websites. They do SEO. They not only help me become SEO, when somebody searches in Eagle, Idaho, where I live, looking for a reverse mortgage person, I pop up. And I'm not doing a commercial here, but I want to give one. Because you know why? This is how you overcome this. have the truth out there. My website has the truth all over it. It's called The Reverse Truth. Why do you think I named it that way? It's full of it. It's built by Reverse Focus. It's got a Lenderful Solutions app link where people can fill out an app. I took an app with these guys on September 26th, I believe, 26th of October of this year. On October 1st, I started the application. I submitted it to Mutual Omaha. I'm supporting them today because I really like them, and there's other ones I like. I submitted it to Mutual, and I got that loan clear to close all the way, all my conditions met in a week. Today is the 22nd. That loan closes tomorrow morning on the 23rd. The only reason I had to wait is because I had to wait for the house to get done. And that came in. That wasn't a long sales cycle. It took me 23 days from the time I submitted the loan to the time I closed the loan on a HECM for purchase. And everybody would say, well, how is that possible? Aren't these loans hard? They're not hard.
I think we make it hard.
We do.
Shain, thank you so much. And for those watching, really take to heart what Shain said about how you communicate with traditional originators. Drop alongside of them, tell them a story that they can relate to, and that rings true with you. Shain, we look forward to having you back on the future Fridays Food for Thought, and we have some more meat on the bone. So thank you, brother.
Thank you, my friend.
At Atlas Valuation, we approach the appraisal process differently. For us, it's not about being the biggest. Instead, we take pride in providing the very best to our chosen clients and emphasize delivering a superior borrower experience, unrivaled service, competitive pricing, and prompt delivery. To learn more, visit atlasvms.com or call or click on the banner below this video.